A lot of stories have been spoken in regards to whether Matiang'I has a chance of becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya, remembering that we have been told Matiang'I is going to vie for the presidential seat come the year 2027. Remembering that Raila Odinga has exited the politics, where he will now be seeking his election into the African Union chairmanship seat. But now the opposition has no leadership. So many are expecting that Matiang'I will take the mantle and be the leader of the opposition. Though he has been away from the nation politics, there is a rumor that Matiang'I is preparing to take to take on Ruto come the year 2027. Now, experts in politics and journalism anticipated dramatic change in the contest should former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'I choose to enter the presidential election come the year 2027. However, former Kitutu Masaba Member of Parliament Timothy Bosire contends that it is not feasible to predict with sufficient certainty how big of an impact Matiang'i bid for president will have until 2027, since there are too many variables that could change in the time. It would be fascinating to observe the reception the candidacy will receive among Kenyans during period of demand for a change in the political landscape, predominantly spearheaded by Generation Z. Now, Matiang'I will have to deal with the nation's big political players who have an impact on presidential elections, according to political risk specialist Didmas Mokua. Mokua contends that strong political personalities and tribal kingpins have a greater say in Kenyan politics than does performance. What Mokua is trying to mean is that performance in the Kenyan politics is not what sells a candidate. It is their relationship with their tribal kingmen and their tribal kingpin when it comes to the politics of the region. Now, until Matiang'I manages to navigate the country's delicate tribal code and get the blessings of main players, track record is a factor that may not shape the presidential contest. Now, before President Kenyatta endorsed Raila, there were reports that Matiang'I could run for president and select former LCS Mutahi Kagwe as his running mate. However, in response to shifting political circumstances and perception of Ruto's strong presidential ambitions, President Kenyatta chose to back Raila Odinga and obstruct his deputy, jeopardizing such a succession. Now, right now, when we sit down and analyze the situation that is facing the Kenyan politics, there is a greater chance that the opposition has a chance against the government. But the opposition must start its campaign early, must start familiarizing with the ground early, because as of right now, we all know that President William Ruto's government has been a government that has never been seen in the Republic of Kenya, where the people of the Republic of Kenya are currently suffering. Now, the misuse of funds, the corruption in the government, that is one of the main key factors that can be used to campaign against President William Ruto. But who do we have that will stand against President William Ruto, and who has the favor of the people by them? I tell you, Matiang'I has it, but he has to be endorsed by people from different regions. Now, when we look at it like of today, Raila Odinga is making and declaring his bid for the African Union chairmanship seat, where 5 African presidents have been invited to the State House. Remember, Raila Odinga was a great enemy and a great opposer of President William Ruto. But due to his ambitions to get to the AU, Raila Odinga quashed his beef and his differences with Ruto and stopped fighting for the people of the Republic of Kenya and went ahead to spearhead and make clear of his ambitions of becoming the next African Union chairman, where right now we are being told he is holding even his meeting at the State House, where Ruto is the host. So which means that there is no time that President William Ruto Raila Odinga is going to back any candidate that is going to stand against William Ruto come the year 2027. Though he is exiting the national politics, Raila Odinga has made it his goal to make sure that he leaves the opposition a broken, a dismantled, and a dismembered opposition that cannot stand a chance against the president. But what if people that have had greater influence in the politics of the Republic of Kenya comes out to back people like Matiang'I? And when I mean people, I mean the former president of the Republic of Kenya, who is a darling to the people of Kenya. That is former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta is the man that will either make Matiang'I the president, or he will make sure that William Ruto wins the presidency again, because Uhuru Kenyatta has been quite on the bid of Raila Odinga for African Union chairmanship. Raila Odinga has always had a goal, and his goal for the 2027 general election has been dying slowly. So Raila Odinga had to make a play so that his career in the politics of the Republic of Kenya and the whole Africa at large will not die as we watch, because it was meant to die. If he was not to choose an opposition leader come the year 2027, then he would not make it to become the president. But now, what has come of Raila Odinga right now? And what should be expected of Raila Odinga in the future of the politics of the Republic of Kenya? Nothing should be expected of this man, because he has sold his soul for the African Union chairmanship bid. He is going to seek the African Union chairmanship bid, where he will leave the politics of the Republic of Kenya and exit. That was the agreement that they had with President William Ruto. After Ruto realized that there is a greater chance that he might lose the election come the year 2027 after the Gen Z demonstration, he called Raila Odinga to the table, promised to support Raila Odinga for his bid to the AU chairmanship if Raila Odinga makes sure that he leaves a very weak opposition that cannot stand against President William Ruto. And that is what Raila Odinga has done. Remember, Raila has not been backing Kalonzo Musyoka, nor Eugene Wamalwa, nor Martha Karua in what they have been doing on the vendetta against President William Ruto. So there is a greater chance that Raila Odinga sold his rights as the opposition leader to become the AU chairman to President William Ruto. So Ruto knows that if Raila Odinga is not a main player in the 2027 politics, then they must, the political arena must give birth to a new candidate. And the new candidate, as many are proposing, might be Fred Matiang'I. But Fred Matiang'I has to have the endorsement of the people that have been reigning in the political landscape of the country. That is the Kikuyu people led by Gachagua. That is the Kamba people led by Kalonzo Musyoka. That is the Kisii people who are now in support of him. Now, when we speak about the Luya, we speak about Wycliffe Oparanya and the rest of the leaders from the Mulembe nation. But there is a greater story that Matiang'I might have a chance if he starts his campaigns right now. Matiang'I is not a public servant. He is a normal citizen. We all have seen what Jimmy Wanjigi has been doing. Jimmy Wanjigi has been preparing the ground to accept him and to familiarize with him before the 2027 politics. Now for Matiang'I, it's either he does so or he just exits. That's it for now. Make sure you subscribe. See you in our next video.